One, two, three, four.
What is up, guys? And
What's
welcome
up,
back.
y'all?
Welcome back to another ep on BWB Breakfast with Brothers.
Thanks for coming out. Thanks for listening. We got a doozy for you today. I hope you're in for it. What are we talking to the people about, Ian?
All right, so for those of you who know and watch the show, regular show, we're calling them out. They gave us a great question. All right, so who would win in a fight, a two-headed dinosaur or robotic Bigfoot?
So I'm totally taking the side of robotic Bigfoot, 100%. So you're gonna have to argue two-headed dinosaur.
Easy.
I don't know if that's what you would have chosen, but I'm choosing robotic Bigfoot by a landslide.
Truthfully, it's a great choice. I mean, like robotic Bigfoot, just in the name. Like, he's got to have something in the bag. You know what I mean?
I mean, he reminds me of what could be Chewbacca in like a regular show sense. Like thinking about where it came from, like the question originated. I'm just thinking of like this animated robotic Bigfoot. He's got the Chewbacca, like a ammo belt with some type of, it could be any weapon, a laser, a crossbow, explosive crossbow. He could have anything. He could have an assault rifle. He's still beating that dinosaur's butt every day of the week.
You know, they don't really specify like I guess like what kind of dinosaur. So I'm gonna assume my own dinosaur here, and I'm gonna have to probably go for like the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Mm-hmm. As you should.
Yeah, I mean, like, sure, there's other dinosaurs, like realistic dinosaurs. I don't know if you've ever listened to like actual like dinosaur noises, like what they actually sounded like in comparison to what we think they sound like. The T-Rex, terrifying. If you haven't listened to it, go look it up, like the actual sound.
What is it, like
But,
a YouTube video or something?
well, it's like I've seen things on TikTok, and there's like videos like where they like generated like the actual noises these dinosaurs made, and they're quite terrifying, realistically. But that's besides the point. I would definitely choose and go with the T-Rex for the two-headed. Because, well, just think about it. I mean, while they may not have been the most, like, lethal in, like, reality, like, but, like, in size and in chomping power, I would definitely, like, the two-headed dinosaur would easily dominate robotic Bigfoot. Sure, like, maybe they're not biting into, like, actual skin, but they're just going to tear apart those, like, mechanical insides of robotic Bigfoot easily.
I'd like to think it's something similar to what vibranium could be as far as armor, damage-resistant armor, something that can actually protect the Bigfoot as like this robot. Because let's face it, if he's just the robot himself, he's not going to be Iron Man. He's not going to have like lasers shooting out of his hands or anything. It sounds like he's pretty much just going to have unlimited power potential. And he could just take punches straight to this dinosaur, no problem. I don't know if he could get chomped and survive more than a couple, but with two heads, it's a hard fight. And I'm not trying to downplay the ability of robotic Bigfoot, but I got to think he's carrying something with him: grenades, a weapon of some sort. I mean, it's not like he has a jetpack on or anything. He's a robot. He could outrun the T-Rex, plan a whole mission, and come back, and everything would be figured out. He could be like the Batman in this battle. He would be strategic. He would figure out how to tame the beast, dude. I think that would be his big play.
I don't know, dude. Two-headed dinosaur. Like, the one head could grab onto robotic Bigfoot, and then the other head could just do the damage. You know what I mean?
No.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not going to be able to hold on. If robotic Bigfoot gets picked up by a chomper, little dinosaur, he's going to, like, stretch out his mouth. He's going to, like, tear it into two pieces. It's going to be over with if he tries to stay too long, and second head's not going to do any damage fast enough. It's going to be over with.
See, but like, we're talking about size comparison, right? Would robotic Bigfoot be the same size as the two-headed dinosaur?
Of course he's not going to. How tall is Bigfoot? What do you think? He's like
Bigfoot's got to be at least
12,
like
12 feet tall.
I was gonna say 10 to 12 feet tall, like 10, 5 or something like that. I don't
Maybe
know.
8 to 10. Maybe 8 to 10 feet. He's probably a little shorter than we think. I don't think he's taller than a basketball hoop. I don't know. I can't say for sure. I haven't seen
Yeah.
Bigfoot.
Okay.
No
So
idea.
yeah, let's say he's between the size of 8 to 10 feet, right? Because it's Bigfoot. Think about the size of a T-Rex.
2 basketball hoops high.
Yeah, at least.
Maybe a little
Now
less. 20 feet's pretty high in the sky. I don't know how tall this T-Rex is. He's got 2 heads. Maybe he's deformed. He's a little shorter. He's got to make up for something somewhere.
that's true. Maybe we can assume like the T-Rex is. We'll just say like 15 feet tall, right?
Sure.
Below 20 because 20 would be that's pretty tall. We'll say about 15 just for we're just putting it out there just to give us some
Whatever
basis.
Bigfoot is, double it. We're just assuming this dinosaur is double the size. Height from ground to the top of his head. Double the size
Now-
of Bigfoot.
So now with these comparisons and with this basis, two-headed dinosaur would easily massacre Bigfoot.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not having it.
dude.
I'm not having this robotic Bigfoot slander.
Dude, one of the dinosaur heads will grab robotic Bigfoot, toss him in the sky, just launch him up, and then the other head would catch him, thrash him around, right? And then he would toss him back in the sky.
We're not talking about a droid from Star Wars. We're talking about robotic Bigfoot. We're talking about
We're-
a pure robot. We're not talking. This is not Ultron. He's not souped up. He's not crazy. But he's a
Yeah.
robot, dude. He's beefed up. He's Chewbacca as a robot, and Chewbacca was a beast as a normal being, as a normal hairy fuzzball. This is a robot, dude. We're talking about strength beyond capable limits because he's not a human. He's a robot. We're talking about the agility and speed of a robot. Again, not human. Fast as he can possibly take it. Leap as high as he wants. He has the strength in his arms and his legs. He could probably get out of your little aerial assault there of a second head going, whatever that was. The flailing around and biting and gnawing and all that. I'm telling, he's avoidant, and even if he doesn't have a jetpack, I'm sure he could do some acrobats in the air, acrobatic moves in the air. I'm just thinking he's gonna evade the whole time. He's just gonna be able to play smart, take punches, into the T-Rex, like his legs, take out his legs probably, start kicking the hell out of his legs, take him out, and then he's got 2 heads closer to the ground. Bigfoot's having a sparring match with heads because T-Rex has got no arms, too small to do anything.
I don't know. Like sure. Yeah, like robotic Bigfoot, while he is probably all metal, like obviously I was thinking initially like cyborg-esque, but then I
Me
remembered
too.
it's
And then I
robotic.
have to realize, yeah, he's full robot.
Yeah. So at that point, sure, like he could have like capabilities like to be able to fly, jump as high as he can, sprint as fast as possible. Sure. All of these things are great and amazing things that he could possibly do. But if I know anything about robotics, is that there's always a fail. There's always a fail. Or there's other things that they have in place to think like, oh, I can't, like what reminds me of like these kind of things is, I think back to like One Punch Man with like Genos, and he's a total robot, right? But he'll do anything and everything to kill the enemy.
Sure.
What if robotic Bigfoot's got something like that, right? What if he's got a fail-safe where it's like he'll self-destruct in 5
But that's
seconds,
just a
but the
what-if
T-Rex
scenario.
runs
We
away in
don't
time?
know what kind
Or
of
just
robot-
completely launches him.
Yeah. Could launch a dinosaur. I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, but that's the thing. I don't know what capabilities. There's some type of limit, but as far as robotic Bigfoot's limit, don't know. And that's, kind of the discrepancy of choosing your dinosaur, knowing what kind of robot Bigfoot is. Is he a Iron Man? Is he Ultron? Is he, One Punch Man Nemesis? What was his name? Jaren?
That wasn't a nemesis. It was Genos.
Genos.
He was working under Saitama or One Punch Man.
So all those different types of robots, I mean, I couldn't throw all of them into one and make something out of it. I mean, we could also be talking about Robot Batman, from whatever that was, Gotham Knights or something. Regardless, Ben Affleck, crazy Batman robot suit.
Oh, you
Anyway,
mean when he was fighting Superman?
yes. So it was just Batman v Superman. Okay. So regardless, I'm just thinking of so many different robots that robotic Bigfoot could be, but don't know what he's taking into account as far as power ups, abilities in the actual robot he is. I just don't know. So I just have to assume that he's just strong as heck. There's not really any fallible limit to like his ability to use arms, legs, limbs, stuff like that. And then also speed wise. I'm sure if he's a robot, it's fine tuned to the point where he could be as fast as a cheetah or slow as a sloth, depending on the situation, that type of thing. And he's a robot, man. He's a computer. And he's
Yeah,
Bigfoot. He's
but
got big feet.
with robotics, becomes someone that created robotic Bigfoot, right?
Of course.
So there's an extent to what he's capable of doing, no matter what. Even if there is no extent, there's always going to be an extent.
But he's a robot.
Two-headed dinosaur, two-headed T-Rex, dude. Natchy. That's all natural. I mean, obviously, obviously, like if we're thinking like that, it was genetically enhanced, but it's still like all natural. That's all flesh.
He grew up that way.
Yeah. Yeah, he could have just been like a spawn, dude, not genetically enhanced.
And that's, I don't know. Maybe this T-Rex has some tough skin. Maybe he grew to be able to battle robotic Bigfoot. No idea. Like, I don't know where we're battling. Like, are we in a lava pit? Are we in Jurassic times? Are we hanging out in the middle of like Times Square, New York? I mean, where are we battling? If I can climb buildings, pick up weapons, and yield them, I mean, different story. If I can break down trees, use them as like big time baseball bats, also different story.
I think realistically speaking, both of these animals or robots would technically be within their surroundings, like, or I guess their home areas, which would technically be the forest, wouldn't it?
I guess it could be the forest, sure, in some
Because
capacity.
yeah, to some extent, obviously,
Forest match.
like the T-Rex would be in like a prehistoric forest. That would be
Yeah.
their ultimate like gain, and the Bigfoot would be in like a very deep forest.
No, it
We're
makes
just
sense.
we're just considering here. So I mean, technically, we could be battling within the forest. It doesn't have to be within prehistoric age, just deep forest.
Yep.
Both have advantage either way because there's technically their home advantage would be the same thing realistically.
Yeah.
So, battleground set forest without a doubt.
Yeah. Agreed. 100% agreed.
And I think, I mean, it doesn't really matter time of day. It could be, it could be the middle of the night, could be middle of the day.
Yeah, that doesn't matter. You got a robot and a dinosaur. Dinosaur can smell, doesn't need to see. Robot's a robot.
Yeah. So, I mean, now it's just based upon like their actual capabilities. I mean, sure, the robot could be OP as hell. Could absolutely decimate the dinosaur, but who knows about the dinosaur?
You said it.
I said could. I didn't say would. Yeah, don't be coming at me
He
like
would.
that.
He would.
No, he definitely would. Robotic Bigfoot going down, being slammed straight into the dirt.
I think it's a good discussion to be able to figure out if it was in the rain too, because that might ruin my chances if the robot is susceptible to no waterproofing. Dinosaur probably fine, but if I'm good, you're gonna have trouble sniffing me out. Robotic Bigfoot's taking you down stealthily. If you sneak
In
up
the
on me,
rain?
poke your tail, next thing you know, I'm in front of you, just jabbing you right under your two heads.
Dude, I'm telling you, the grabbing power of those jaws on that T-Rex. Two of them. Two heads, dude.
I got 4 legs.
So that's 4 nostrils, dude. 4 nostrils to smell your ash out.
I'm just saying.
4
If
nostrils.
it was raining out and robot was good to go, didn't have to worry about no rain, no water.
That's also 4
Robotic.
eyes, dude.
They can't see regardless. They're basically blind. They rely on smell. They can't be smelling. Robot Bigfoot's got them easily. And I would put it up to a small debate pending Robot Bigfoot, again, not being waterproof. If he is, game over. T-Rex 0, Robotic Bigfoot 1.
I think it would be easy to smell out robotic Bigfoot because while he is in the woods, sure, home advantage, he is made of metal, and metal does smell. And in the rain, even if he's good in the rain, what happens in the rain with metal, dude? Starts to rust, starts to corrode.
Not that fast. It's a one-night match. We're not battling for eon.
Yeah, but now you're talking about 4 nostrils.
The 4 nostrils again.
The 4 nostrils, dude. I'm telling you that he'll be able to sniff you out no matter what. I don't think smelling would be an issue with 4 nostrils, dude. That's a heightened sense.
I don't know.
Just saying.
I'd only
I'm
give
just
you a little
saying.
bit of it because it is an animal. It's not like a person or anything. Heightened sense of smell could help detect. I just don't think it could be totally sold. Robotic Bigfoot, I'm taking him 100% of the way. Cold weather, rainy weather, hot summer day, middle of a forest. I'm telling you, the other thing too is now that we're in a forest and it's official, I could use all the trees as baseball bats, or I could climb them, jump off of them, go crazy, jump on the dinosaur's back, make it a little bit easier for me.
Dude, the dinosaur could easily decimate trees. It's got 2 heads and a massive tail. It's a T-Rex,
Well,
dude.
I'm not going to be staying. I'm not going to be staying in the trees unless you're saying if I'm swinging at it, it's going to decimate it.
Yeah, you swinging a tree at me, no problem, dude. Just
You think
done.
a T-Rex is just eating a tree? Like we're
Dude,
swinging
easy.
like 250 miles per hour through the air.
If we're
Robotic
thinking
Bigfoot.
dinosaur logic, right? You know, like even
You're getting
within
spanked across the yard.
nah.
100%.
Think about it. You ever watch Jurassic Park? Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Easily bursts through those trees as the T-Rex. That's just one. That's one head, dude. Think about 2 now.
I don't think the head count matters. I think it's probably just more the size.
Yeah. So think about two-headed T-Rex still capable of breaking down trees, just let alone as the size of the animal.
But
You know,
those
still
trees
got
aren't
that.
moving. Those trees are immobile. Those trees are standing still.
But it's busting them down no matter what.
Yes, but in this case, the tree is getting swung at your animal, at your dinosaur.
Bodied. Easy.
No, there's no way he's eating
Yeah.
it.
Easily,
You're
dude.
getting slammed like a pancake.
No. He's blocking that. He's blocking it and then smacking you with his tail.
I don't know if a dinosaur could, tense up a muscle or something like that. Hit the old tense his lats and his side thigh or something like that coming through. Oh, deflected.
Dude, it's
I doubt it. And
Still
not
an
be-
animal.
Not even
Still
because his
capable.
skin is not what would you consider that, like the tough hide of a dinosaur or whatever. I don't even think that would help out either. It's not like that's a blocking mechanism. That's just more for sharp objects, avoiding spears and other dinosaurs with horns and stuff like that. Thicker skin. A tree getting slapped by a tree will not affect the skin. Will not affect it being slapped by a tree. That's kind of what I'm trying to get at here.
Listen, the dinosaur is prehistoric. Before
Yeah.
anything
Yes.
on this planet.
Yep.
Obviously decimated by a meteor. If we're using that information, sure. That's a different. That's the
Yeah.
only thing that took out the dinosaurs was a meteor.
Sure.
You think robotic Bigfoot's gonna decimate a 2-headed dinosaur, dude?
It's a robot.
Nah, I'm sorry. This is prehistoric, dude. This is before anything. Easily taking him out.
Having a prehistoric title doesn't do anything for you. It's not like
Oh yeah.
these animals were facing off against each other. They were building up defenses and mechanisms against each other. We're talking about a robot Bigfoot, something they don't normally battle out in a forest. They're happily taking down velociraptors that they can catch up to. Maybe a couple not the stegosaurus, the triceratops. I mean, that's a battle and a half. Those things are dangerous. And then here comes robotic Bigfoot. Dude, swinging trees at a T-Rex nonetheless. And you're still telling me T-Rex is going to, it's prehistoric. Oh, its skin is super thick and it's no problem. He's got muscles and all this stuff. What?
He's a tank, dude. He's a tank.
He's a tank.
He's the king of
He's
the
not made out of
prehistoric
metal.
jungle, dude. King of the prehistoric jungle.
He's not made out of metal.
So, metal bends, dude. Metal breaks.
And that
It
body
could be
is going to
shredded.
splat. Tree into dinosaur. Boom.
Yo. As one bite out of robotic Bigfoot, done. Done. Those teeth are definitely shredding that metal.
I
'Cause you
think
gotta
in this
think
case,
about it.
if he gets enough bites on me, sure. I'll give you the fact that I could lose a limb, 2, maybe even 3. But your dinosaur's just not biting me. Plain and simple. He's got 2 heads. He can only move one direction with one head because he can't turn past the other head, you know? So each head has to operate left and right, not independently, but enough to the point where they can reach around and, you know, bite behind their shoulders and stuff like that. It's not going to be fast enough because Robot Bigfoot's agility is unmatchable. We're talking about a robot. Again, robot.
Sorry.
You
Doesn't
think
matter
he's
if it's a
gonna
robot or
you-
not.
You think T-Rex is going to do a 360 on the spot just to spin around and catch Robot Bigfoot? He's going to go,
No,
real
and
fast enough.
I can admit that obviously the two-headed dinosaur would not be as fast as robotic Bigfoot. Okay, I can admit that,
thank you.
but that doesn't mean anything.
It means a lot of things.
Doesn't mean anything. Agility is not all of it. All right.
I was just arguing it as part of it. My robot discussion goes deeper, more thorough.
No, sorry. Agility is not all of it. And I understand that, you know, sure, you've given discussion into other things, but agility seems to be your number one thing to evade my attacks as the two-headed dinosaur. I don't think agility is that important in this scenario. Sure, it's definitely a key note and could be the downfall, but I doubt it would be the downfall.
If
I
you
honestly
would
think-
previously back up our conversation to when I was talking about brute force of collapsing a T-Rex's jawline with my very strong robot arms, then you would understand that agility wasn't my first argument point.
Hey, guess what? If you're going for one jaw, where's the other one? Right next to it.
Getting held up with my robot leg.
Sorry, you're getting chomped on right there. Right in the middle of little old robotic Bigfoot because, well, let's face it, you're tiny. You're tiny in comparison to the dinosaur, dude. You ain't got that height. You said twice the size.
Robot Bigfoot.
Nope.
Twice the size is nothing to do with the scenario. The T-Rex was already big. Robot Bigfoot is a robot. Evasion
Yes.
via heavy use of agility, being able to absolutely brute strength the heck out of the dinosaur in whatever way he needs, drag legs away, use his tail to spin him around in the air like a lasso, also could do that. Using weapons to his advantage, trees in this case, because he's in a forest, to absolutely obliterate dinosaurs' morale because he's just getting right into his ribs, right into his side, chest. Maybe we'll get a couple headshots in there with the old baseball bat. Don't know. Point being, he's a robot. He's got, in this case, unlimited strength. He doesn't have to worry about losing energy. T-Rex, fumble a couple times, take a couple hard hits. All I'm saying is T-Rex going to lose a little breath. That's all I'm saying.
Let's think of the indomitable human spirit, right?
From a T-Rex?
No. So now hear me out. So, of course, there's always like a fight or flight mode, right? In a fight to the death, the T-Rex will have resilience no matter what, no matter the cause, because of its staple as the king of the prehistoric era. Okay? So now, okay? All right? You have resilience. He's not going to back down from the fight no matter the hits he's taken. He's going until he dies. If he does die. If he does die. And truthfully, again, I like to take size into this. Sure. You know, usually if you're a smaller thing, you can obviously evade the attack of a larger animal, right? In some circumstances, you could be faster. In this circumstance, Bigfoot would probably be faster because of his capabilities of being a robot.
100p.
Yeah, sure. Whatever. You know, that's understood because he's a robot. Of course he's going to be fast and he's smaller. But there is an extent to any robotic out there. There's always going to be a cap of what they're able to do. I wouldn't say that he's got, you know, strength out the ass. Like, sure, yes.
I mean,
does he have
probably
inhuman
the
capabilities?
equivalent of Mr. Incredible.
Let's just say, he's got unnatural capabilities, right? Yeah, he's a robot. Of course he does. But there's a cap to all of that. We're talking about a massive living creature. Massive. With 2 dinosaur heads, nonetheless. And their chomping power is nothing that we've ever experienced on this planet
2 heads
as
too many.
humans, dude. Nope. Sorry. He's putting in the work. He's putting in the work on Bigfoot, dude.
I understand the jaw snapping capabilities of this animal, and that we can't fathom what that looks like, thinks like, feels like, etc. But we're talking about a robot versus a living creature. The robot, in this case, will put living here because it's been made to live, you know, see out its duty of absolutely obliterating a dinosaur. But the point is, every time I can come back to trying to think about if your argument would hold up, and it's just against a robot. And yes, I will say that he has some type of cap.
Whoa.
He has some type of, you know, let's just say, here's the robot's capabilities set by XYZ, bunch of variables, whatever. If he overdoes this, he'll overheat, won't be able to move, T-Rex bites him to shreds, whatever. Sure, there's this existable threshold of that. No problem, I understand. But getting to that threshold, he would have to fight 4 2-headed dinosaurs at once in order to even come close to that possibility. He's fighting one dinosaur. He's one robot.
No. Think about robotics in general, dude. How many shortcomings there are. How many short circuit things could happen. He could literally just get bashed against a tree like once, and boom, there goes his back. Like he can't, like, you know, he's stuck like this and he's running around like this.
No,
can't turn his head.
No.
Dude, these things are possible. Anything can short circuit, malfunction, or in any way be broken within robotic Bigfoot. Sure. He is like essentially a cyborg version of Bigfoot. Not cyborg. Cyborg is technically human and inhuman. But
right.
he's still a robot. So any of these things could possibly happen. Sure, could they be fine-tuned before the fight? Could he be the best robot in the game? Yeah, he could. But these things still happen because robotics involve something making him. So even if he is peak robotic, there is still something that could fail. There is still something that could fail. That could be his leg. That could be his inner mechanisms that are functioning, that are supposed to be working for something that he's using on his body. Robotic Bigfoot. And you can't even account for these things because they would just happen. So you saying that it's just like he's like peak physical ability, any of these things could happen by straining any one of them. So even if I got one hit on you, there's the possibility that robotic Bigfoot could go down easy.
No.
Yep.
No way.
Yep.
We're not talking about a 10th grader who put together Robot Bigfoot. We're talking about what I would imagine is the equivalent of a Tony Stark with a robot aid.
I already
Because
told
nobody
you.
could just design Robot Bigfoot. Robot Bigfoot doesn't exist with some small-brained individual who's putting together a science fair project.
Dude, I already told you.
Who took the time to go the extra depth into what it took to make a Robot Bigfoot.
I already told you. It could be the peak robotic of the time, and there still could be a fail within it.
If
Doesn't
it's the
matter.
peak robotic of the time, all he was essentially made for was this fight. And if the point of the peak robotics at the time was to gear up for this situation, yes, things could possibly tap out, fail, erupt into chaos. But
Tony Stark in every Iron Man movie, dude. Every Iron Man movie, there's one thing that goes wrong with Tony's suit. In every Iron Man movie, if you would have actually watched Iron Man movies, you would realize that in every movie there was at least one malfunction with his suit, at least one. So
Not
even
because
if you
he was
had
battling
Tony
a
Stark,
two-headed dinosaur, he was hucking off hundreds of enemies and stuff happened.
Yeah,
He was
sure.
blowing up buildings, cars, vehicles, tanks, whatever. And then something happened down the road. It wasn't after battling some side quest villain.
But it's after getting hit by something at least once. There was always one malfunction. Yep. I'm sorry, dude. There's always, if I get at least one hit off, which I will, it's done. And there's the possibility, the chances of, like, the probability of you continuing after one hit, the probability of something malfunctioning goes from 0% to not being hit at all to at least 50%. There is a 50% chance that something malfunctions. Sorry.
Next viewer. So anyway, we're going to call it there, folks. We really need your help in deciding why Robot Bigfoot would beat the absolute balls off of a two-headed T-Rex. And the next time you comment down below our video, it better have some substance, because we need some help picking a side here. We need to see a better viewpoint, new perspective. That's all we need. So thanks for tuning in. Ian's going to close it out. You guys are the best. Hopefully you'll take my side.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. We all know that the two-headed dinosaur would win the battle. Easy. Would decimate, absolutely obliterate Robotic Bigfoot. That's all I'm saying. That's literally all I'm saying. But, again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're listening on YouTube, check us out on Spotify. If you're listening on Spotify, check us out on YouTube. Give us a follow on both. Leave a like, comment, and, of course, subscribe. And we'll catch you guys on the flippy flop. Two-headed dinosaur for the win. Peace.
Out for the, I'm walking the bull, out for the, out for the, out for the, out for the, out for the.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.